Ooh. Now we're starting the very first sex scene.
Oh, one of many.
Yeah. And they are all equally erotic, which is not erotic at all.
Now, what I think about these sex scenes is that if you are turned on in any kind of way, and you want to turn yourself off, watch these sex scenes.
What is the thing I love most about these sex scenes are the songs.
Yes,
it really takes me back to the 90s where that like R&B sound was popular, of like Seal and Boys to Men and like All Saints. It just makes me very nostalgic because that was the music that was on the radio when I was growing up.
Now there's no question about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear the first note,
you
know exactly what we're in for.
Yeah. And yet it still takes about 2 minutes for there to be any actual sex happening. They spend 2 minutes like rubbing each other.
It takes 2 minutes for him to take off his shirt.
Yeah. And then even when they're naked, there's flowers and they're just kind of laying beside each other.
Do you think it's reminiscent of sort of a lesbian scene?
And it's reminiscent of softcore porn movies that they would show on Channel 7 at midnight on Saturday nights.
But it's almost like overly sensual. Like too much sensuality for my liking.
Or what it makes me think of, did you ever watch Red Shoe Diaries?
Yes.
That made me think of that. Like that was, I'll admit it, that was one of those shows I watched when I was a kid, trying to find, any sort of like sexually arousing thing on TV.
Sure.
To the point where I was like watching Oz with the volume down at night because it had the nudity warning on it. I had no idea it was a prison show.
We've all been there before.
Yeah. I've also got to point out, Tommy Wiseau is friggin' ripped.
Yeah.
Like I was watching this movie and it alternately angered me, it intrigued me, made me feel a whole bunch of emotions. On some level, I think it's got to be cool to be Tommy Wiseau.
Now, what it goes to show me is that you never know what lies beneath the shirt.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking between his body, his hair. His hair is awesome.
Yeah. He has epic hair.
Yes. And his accent is enigmatic. Ridiculous, but also I could see,
Do you know what it seems like to me?
What?
It seems like a French guy trying to do a French guy accent and doing it poorly.
Right. It's like a French guy sort of doing what an American thinks of a French accent.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we mentioned Wiseau is a character of mystery and intrigue. We don't know where he's from, and he seems to think that the vagina is in the belly button because that's where he seems to be.
Now let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Is this woman maybe has some kind of condition?
A condition where she's got a very big belly button?
Yes.
That is conducive to lovemaking?
Or maybe the vagina is a bit higher than on other
her
women?
Her vagina's in her stomach and her belly button's down between her legs.
Exactly.
No disrespect to,
Now, this post-coital moan on Johnny's part is very reminiscent of someone who's eaten too much Chinese food.
It's just kind of someone who's got digestive issues.
Exactly. Sort of just groaning and...
Yeah.
And did you notice during the lovemaking scene, the man moaning?
It was so much louder than Lisa.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you heard Lisa at all.
I don't think she was gaining any pleasure from that whatsoever. He was.
Which I guess sort of feeds into the narrative thrust of this story, which is basically Lisa sabotaging Johnny's life.
Yes.